Welcome to my channel Bookish English 2. Do you feel like you have many thoughts inside, but you cannot say them in English? You are not alone. Today, I will show you how to talk to your inner voice in simple English and feel confident step by step. Tell me in the comments, do you talk to yourself in English or not? Chapter 1. The Silent Voice. Inside you, there is already a voice, and it has been there for a long time, quietly working every day, even when you do not notice it. You wake up in the morning and you think about your day. You walk and your mind speaks to you. You feel tired and your thoughts describe that feeling. So you are already talking all the time, just not in English yet. Many learners feel empty when they try to speak. But the truth is, you are not empty at all. You are full of thoughts, full of ideas, full of small daily conversations inside your mind. The only thing missing is the language, and that is what we are going to change, step by step, slowly and gently, without pressure. When you understand this, something very calm happens inside you, because now speaking does not feel like a big, scary task anymore. You realize that speaking does not start from the mouth, it starts from the mind. If your mind can think, then your mouth can learn to speak. Think about your normal day, the small moments that you usually ignore. When you wake up, you already say things in your mind like I am tired or I do not want to wake up. When you walk, you notice things and your mind reacts. When you feel hungry, you think about food. This is your natural system, and it is already working perfectly. Now imagine something simple but powerful. What if you do the same thinking, but just change the language little by little? Not everything at once, not perfectly, just slowly. When you wake up, instead of thinking in your first language, you try a small English thought like I am tired or I want to sleep more. It may feel strange at first, even a little uncomfortable, and that is completely normal. Your brain is learning something new, and new always feels different in the beginning. But this is where your journey starts, not from silence, but from a voice that is already alive inside you. You are not starting from zero, and this is very important to remember. You are not building a voice, you are transforming a voice. The thoughts are already there, the feelings are already there, your daily life is already full of meaning. You are simply giving those thoughts a new form, a new sound, a new language. And when you look at it this way, English becomes easier, softer, more natural. It is not a school subject anymore, it becomes a part of your life, a part of your thinking, a part of who you are becoming. As you begin this process, something beautiful starts to happen. Your mind slowly accepts English as a normal way to think. At first, it is slow and simple, just a few words, maybe even broken sentences, but that is enough. You are not trying to be perfect, you are trying to be real, and every real thought in English is a small victory. You may not notice big changes in one day, but inside you, your voice is growing stronger, clearer, and more confident. So take a moment and ask yourself, if your thoughts can change language, then what else can change in your life? And if this silent voice inside you becomes English, what will happen when you finally speak it out loud? Chapter 2. Think in simple words. You do not need big words to begin, and this is something many learners do not believe at first, because they think English means difficult vocabulary, long sentences, and perfect grammar. But the truth is much softer and much easier. You only need small, simple words, the kind of words you can learn quickly and use every day without fear. Words like I, want, go, eat, drink, tired, happy, sad, busy. These words may look small, but they carry real meaning, and meaning is what builds your voice. When you understand this, you start to relax, because now English feels possible, not heavy, not confusing, just simple and close to your daily life. Look around you right now, wherever you are sitting. You do not need a book, you do not need a teacher in front of you, you only need your mind and your environment. You can quietly start thinking in English using very small sentences. I am sitting. I feel tired. I want water. This is my phone. The room is quiet. These sentences are not perfect, and they do not need to be. What matters is that you are thinking, you are connecting your real life with English, and that connection is very powerful. It is not fake learning, it is real use. At first, your mind may feel slow, and you may stop many times, trying to find the right word, and that is okay. Do not fight this feeling. Let it happen. Your brain is learning a new way to think, and it needs time. But something interesting starts happening when you keep going. The same words come again and again, and your brain starts remembering them faster. You do not need to search too much. You just know. And slowly, your thinking becomes smoother, more natural, more automatic. You also stop waiting for the perfect moment, because now every moment becomes a chance to practice. When you feel hungry, you think I want food. When you feel sleepy, you think I am sleepy. When you see something you like, you think I like this. These are very small thoughts, but they are alive and they are yours. You are not copying from a book, you are creating your own English, based on your own life. That is why it feels more real and more powerful. This is the moment where something changes inside you. You stop trying to impress, and you start trying to express. You are not learning to sound smart, you are learning to sound real. And real always starts small. You begin to trust yourself more, because now you see that you can actually use English, even with very little vocabulary, and that trust is the beginning of confidence. So do not underestimate small words. They are the foundation of everything. Big sentences, fast speaking, and natural conversations all start from these simple building blocks. And if you keep using them every day, again and again, your mind will grow stronger, your thoughts will become clearer, and your voice will become louder. So ask yourself, if these small words already help you think, then what will happen when they start connecting into something bigger inside you? Chapter 3. Speak inside first. Before you speak outside, before you open your mouth and try to talk to someone, something very important happens quietly inside you. You speak in your mind. This is your first and safest place to practice, a place where no one is watching you, no one is correcting you, and no one is judging your mistakes. It is just you and your thoughts, and that makes it powerful. Many learners rush to speak outside and feel nervous, but they forget this simple step. When you learn to speak inside first, you build a strong base, and from that base, confidence begins to grow naturally. Think about your daily life again. You are already doing many things every day, and now you just add a small English voice to those actions. When you are walking, you gently say in your mind, I am walking. When you are eating, you think, this is good, I like this. When you are sitting quietly, you say, I am sitting, I feel calm. These are not big sentences, and they do not need to be. They are simple, real, and connected to your life. This is not practice that feels like study, this is practice that feels like living. And the best part is that there is no pressure here. You are not trying to impress anyone. You are not afraid of making mistakes. You are not stopping yourself again and again. You just let your thoughts flow, even if they are slow, even if they are not perfect. This creates a feeling of comfort, and comfort is very important for learning. When you feel relaxed, your brain opens, and learning becomes easier. You start enjoying the process instead of fearing it. Slowly, something beautiful begins to happen. You start trusting your English. At first, you may doubt yourself, you may feel unsure, but as you continue this inner speaking every day, your mind becomes more familiar with English. Words come faster, Sentences feel easier. You do not stop as much as before, and even when your sentences are not perfect, they are real, and that is what matters most. You are not just studying English anymore, you are actually using it in your thoughts, in your real-life moments. This inner space becomes your private classroom, your safe training ground, where you can grow without fear. You repeat small ideas, you explore new words, you play with sentences, and all of this happens quietly inside you. No one sees it, but it is changing you deeply. You are building a habit, and this habit is powerful, because when your mind becomes used to English, your mouth will follow. One day you will notice something surprising. Someone asks you a simple question, and instead of freezing, your mind already has the answer. Why? Because you have already said it inside many times. That moment will feel special. It will feel like a small victory, but it will mean a big change. You will realize that speaking outside is not as scary as before because you have already practiced it inside. So remember this simple truth. Your inner voice is your first teacher, your first practice partner, and your safest space. When that voice becomes stronger, clearer, and more confident, your outer voice will follow naturally. And now ask yourself, if you keep speaking inside every day, even in small ways, what will happen when the world finally hears your voice? Chapter 4. Use daily moments. Your daily life is already full of small, quiet moments, and each one of those moments is a chance to think in English, even if you never noticed it before. You do not need to wait for a special time to study, you do not need a perfect place, and you do not need long hours. Your life is already giving you everything you need. When you wake up in the morning, before you even get out of bed, you can say in your mind, "Today I feel good," or maybe "I feel tired, I want to sleep more." When you look outside your window, you can softly think, "The weather is nice, it is sunny, it is cold, it is quiet." These are simple thoughts, but they are real, and they connect your life with English in a natural way. As you move through your day, more moments appear, and each one becomes a small opportunity. When you feel hungry, you can say, "I want food, I am hungry." When you drink water, you can think, "This is cold, I like this." When you sit down to rest, you can say, "I am tired, I need a break." These are not big sentences, but they carry your real feelings, your real needs, your real experiences. That is why they are powerful. You are not memorizing something from a book. You are using English to understand your own life. At first, you may forget to do this, and that is okay. You are building a new habit, and habits take time. But when you remind yourself again and again, slowly it becomes natural. You do not need to force it. You do not need to stop your life to practice English. Instead, English becomes part of your life. It moves with you. It grows with you. It stays with you in every small moment. And this is where learning becomes easy, because you are not separating English from your world, you are bringing it into your world. You also start feeling a new kind of excitement, because now learning does not feel heavy or boring. It feels light, simple, and even a little fun. You notice things more. You describe your feelings more. You become more aware of your surroundings, because now you are trying to express them in English. It is like your world becomes your classroom, but a classroom without pressure, without fear, without rules that stop you. You are free to think, free to try, free to grow. This is a very important shift. You are not forcing English into your life anymore. You are living English through your life. And when you live something every day, even in small ways, it becomes part of you. You do not need to push yourself too hard, because the practice is already happening. Step by step, moment by moment, your mind becomes more comfortable with English, and your thoughts become faster and clearer. So look at your day again, from morning to night, and ask yourself, how many chances do you really have to think in English? Maybe more than you ever imagined. And if every small moment becomes a lesson, if every simple thought becomes practice, then what will happen to your English after days, after weeks, after months of living like this? Chapter 5. Accept small mistakes. Many people stop before they even begin, not because they cannot learn, but because they are afraid of making mistakes, and this fear becomes so strong that it blocks their voice. You may have felt this too, that small hesitation inside you when you try to think or speak in English, a voice that says, "This is wrong, this is not correct, stop." But in this chapter, we gently remove that fear and replace it with something much stronger: acceptance. You begin to understand that mistakes are not a problem, they are part of the journey, and without them, real learning cannot happen. Even inside your mind, your sentences may feel broken, simple, or not fully correct, and that is completely okay. You may say things like "I go yesterday," or "I am very like this." And maybe a part of you wants to stop and fix everything before you continue. But instead of stopping, you allow the sentence to exist. You let it be, because the goal is not perfection, the goal is expression. You are trying to say something real, something from your life, and that matters more than perfect grammar. When you focus on meaning instead of perfection, something inside you starts to relax. This is where freedom begins. The moment you stop judging yourself, you feel lighter. You no longer feel stuck after every small mistake. You continue thinking, you continue speaking inside, you continue building your voice. And this flow is very important. Language grows in movement, not in stopping again and again. When you allow yourself to move forward, even with small mistakes, your brain learns faster because it is active, it is engaged, it is alive. Real life is not like a grammar book. People do not stop you after every sentence and correct every word. In real conversations, people understand your meaning even if your sentence is not perfect. Communication is about connection, about sharing your thoughts, your feelings, your ideas. And you are already doing that, even with simple or imperfect sentences. That means you are already using English in a real way, and that is something to be proud of. As you keep going, something interesting happens. The mistakes that you make today slowly become correct tomorrow, not because you forced yourself, but because your brain learns naturally through use. You begin to notice better forms, better sentences, and they come to you more easily. This is how natural learning works. You do, you try, you make mistakes, and then you improve without fear. Each mistake is not a failure, it is a small step forward, a sign that you are trying, a sign that you are growing. So instead of running away from mistakes, you welcome them. You see them as your teachers, quiet guides that help you move ahead. You trust the process, you trust yourself. And slowly, your confidence becomes stronger, not because you are perfect, but because you are brave enough to continue. Now take a moment and think about this. If every mistake you make is helping you move forward, if every imperfect sentence is building your voice, then what if your mistakes are not slowing you down at all, but actually helping you grow faster than you ever imagined? Chapter 6. Build short sentences. Now something new begins to happen inside you. Something small but very powerful. You move from single words to short sentences, and this is where your English starts to feel more real. Before, you were thinking in simple words like tired, hungry, happy. But now, those words start connecting, and they become ideas. You say things like, "I feel tired today," "I want to learn English," "I like this place." And suddenly your thoughts are not just words anymore, they are complete messages. This is a big step, even if it looks small from the outside. At first, these sentences may come slowly, and you may need a moment to build them in your mind, but that is okay. You are learning how to connect your thoughts with English, and that takes a little time. You are not rushing, you are growing, and every time you create a short sentence, you are training your brain to think more clearly, more naturally in English. You are not translating everything word by word anymore. You are starting to feel the sentence as a whole, and that feeling is very important. As you continue this practice in your daily life, something changes in your identity. You no longer feel like someone who is only learning English from books or videos. You start to feel like someone who actually uses English. That shift is powerful. When you think, I want tea, or I feel good today without stopping too much, you are already acting like a speaker. You may still be at the beginning, but your direction is clear, and your progress is real. Your mind also becomes more active, more awake. It starts looking for chances to create sentences. When you see something, you describe it. When you feel something, you express it. When you want something, you say it in English inside your mind. And slowly, your speed improves. You do not pause as much as before. You do not feel stuck for too long. The same patterns repeat, and your brain learns them faster each time. There is also a quiet sense of pride that grows inside you. You may not show it to others, but you feel it. You know that you are doing something meaningful. You are not just watching or listening, you are creating. You are forming real sentences from your own thoughts, and that gives you confidence. Even if the sentences are short, they belong to you, and that makes them powerful. Over time, these short sentences start becoming a habit. You do not need to push yourself too hard anymore. Your mind naturally forms them as you go through your day. It becomes normal to think, I am busy now, I need rest, I like this idea. And when something becomes normal, it becomes easy. This is how fluency begins, not with long speeches, but with small, repeated sentences that slowly build your voice. So think about this moment carefully. If these small sentences already make you feel more confident, more active, more connected to English, then what will happen when they become a natural part of your thinking, something you do without even trying? Chapter 7. Feel your English. English is not only about words, and it is not only about sentences, it is also about feeling, and this is where your language becomes truly alive. Until now, you have been thinking, building small sentences, using simple ideas, and that is very powerful. But something even deeper begins when you connect your emotions with English. Because in real life, we do not just speak to share information, we speak to express how we feel. We say we are happy, we say we are tired, we say we are nervous, we say we are excited. These feelings are real, and when you start expressing them in English, your connection with the language becomes much stronger. Think about your day again, not just what you do, but how you feel. Maybe you wake up feeling fresh, and you softly say in your mind, I feel good today. Maybe you feel a little stress before something important, and you think, I am nervous. Maybe something makes you smile, and you say, I am happy. These are very simple sentences, but they carry your real emotions, and that is what makes them powerful. You are not just practicing English anymore, you are living your feelings through English. At this point, something very important changes. You slowly stop translating in your mind. You do not think first in your own language and then change it into English. Instead, you feel something and directly express it in English. The feeling comes first, and the English comes naturally with it. This makes your thinking faster and more natural, because now your brain is not doing extra work, it is just reacting, just expressing, just being real. As you continue this, English starts to feel closer to you. It is no longer something outside, something you only use in a class or a video. It becomes part of your inner world, part of your thoughts, part of your emotions. You begin to feel comfortable with it, like it belongs to you. And when a language starts to feel like that, it becomes easier to use, easier to trust, easier to grow in. You also notice that your sentences feel more natural, even if they are simple. Why? Because they are coming from real feelings, not from memorization. When you say I am excited or I feel tired, you are not thinking too much. You are just expressing what is already inside you. And this kind of expression is strong, clear, and honest. It builds confidence in a very natural way. This is the moment where your English begins to change from something you study into something you experience. You are not just thinking in English, you are feeling in English. And when you feel in a language, that language becomes alive inside you. It grows with you, it moves with you, it becomes part of your identity. So pause for a second and ask yourself, if you can feel your emotions directly in English, without fear, without translation, then what will happen to your speaking, your confidence, and your connection with the language from this moment forward? Chapter 8. Your New Inner Voice. Now something quiet but powerful has changed inside you, and maybe you did not notice the exact moment when it happened, but you can feel it. Your inner voice is not the same anymore. Before, it was silent in English, or maybe very slow and unsure, but now it moves more freely. You think in English without forcing yourself too much, and your thoughts come in simple sentences that feel natural to you. You are not searching for every word like before. You are not stopping again and again. You are just thinking, just expressing, just being. In your daily life, this change becomes clear. You wake up, and small English thoughts appear on their own. You walk, you eat, you look around, and your mind describes these moments without pressure. When someone asks you something simple, you feel more ready than before. Maybe your answer is short, maybe it is not perfect, but it comes out. And that is the real transformation. You are no longer frozen, you are no longer silent. You are responding, you are expressing, you are showing your voice. You understand now that perfection was never the goal, confidence was the goal. And confidence does not come from knowing everything, it comes from using what you know again and again until it feels natural. You may still make mistakes, and that is okay, because those mistakes no longer stop you. They do not scare you like before. You continue speaking, you continue thinking, and that flow gives you strength. There is also a deeper change, something inside your identity. You do not see yourself as someone who is just learning English from the outside. You start to see yourself as someone who uses English, someone who lives with it, someone who carries it in their thoughts. This feeling is very important, because the moment you see yourself as a speaker, you begin to act like one. Your behavior changes, your mindset changes, and your progress becomes stronger. Your daily practice, those small moments, those simple sentences, those quiet thoughts in English, they have all worked together to build this new version of you. It did not happen in one day, and it did not happen with big, difficult steps. It happened slowly, gently, through real life, through your own voice. And now you can feel the result. You feel more open, more ready, more alive in English. And the most beautiful part is, this is not the end, this is only the beginning. Because now that your inner voice has changed, your outer voice will keep growing. Your sentences will become longer, your ideas will become clearer, your confidence will become stronger. You have built the base, and now everything else can grow on top of it. So take a moment and listen to yourself. Really listen. Your voice is there, it is alive, it is growing. And now ask yourself, if this is who you are today, then what will your English sound like tomorrow? Start today, not tomorrow. Talk to your inner voice in English, even if it feels small. Every small thought is a big step. If you believe you can do this, like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. Your journey has started, and you are becoming a confident English speaker.